Okay, quick update on the sifter. And I just got done doing all this stuff, so I'm exhausted, tired, so I sound like this. But I had to do all this harvesting. I've got a couple extra minutes, so I wanted to make this update. I moved temporarily while I was sifting. I noticed quite a bit of dust coming out of here, which we saw a little bit of that before, but not much. This time though it was a lot, and I think what was different is that this time I was harvesting mealworms that have not been harvested before. And what that means is these were, the frass from these mealworms is smaller because it's from when they were younger, when they were newly hatched and growing. So the frass particulate, the frass particle, is smaller. And so what I saw happening was a lot more dust coming out of this. So I removed the tube and I connected it temporarily to here. And what that looks like from the other side is pretty awful. That's an old cutout that I had. So it's not at optimal because it's not a circle, right? This was just temporary to see how it went and to try to stop the current issue. What I need to do is cut that hole because it did perform a lot better. But this is temporary anyway because I want to put it back there. Back there somewhere. And then close up a little bit around the sides. So that worked much better. I saw much less dust coming out this way. The other thing I did, and I was monitoring with that guy back there, it stayed right about there the whole time, 19 and 20, 25. Every now and then it would spike because I'm still having dust kind of plume around a little bit up top. I've done a couple things, so I've slowed down how I'm pouring in, and I'll make a longer video with some voiceover on that while I'm doing it. And then the other thing I did is I'm moving these much slower. And what I found is that one, less plume, right, less dust, but two, it works just as well to get this frass through there to let the mealworms start sifting. And so I was literally doing that, not that much effort, and then I would do the same thing on this guy and then just let that bottom one run at a slower speed. And that worked really well. I think it will only improve once I'm maximizing, have a hole instead of blocking probably about half of that. And I'm going to locate it at the back so that it's pulling everything away from me. And then also close up the side here, down to the bottom there, and see how that does. So that's the latest update there. I'll try to get that tomorrow, but I've got a lot to catch up on from a harvest perspective. It feels like the mealworms are in a rhythm now where Tuesdays and Wednesdays are harvesting. And I like that because then I can predict what I'm going to be doing those days. But then it slams me all at once. But that's a short-term problem. Once I get the new sifter, it's going to be more volume, a little bit bigger screening area, and should go much, much faster. So I'm not too concerned about things stacking up on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. But any questions about that guy or anything else? Let me know.